This old oak threshold is beginning to show signs of rot and needs to be replaced. Here's how to do it. Measure the old threshold and purchase a replacement threshold from a lumber yard. Often, because of a tight fit, you have to remove the casings in order to remove the threshold. The casings are the wooden trim surrounding the door. It's a good idea to purchase new wood for the casings, as the bottoms are often rotten, or they crack or break in the process of being replaced. To remove the casings, find the crack between the front facing and the inside casing, and tap a thin pry bar into the crack. Working your way up the edge, gently pry the casing away as you go. When you reach the top, pull the casing away, remove the finishing nails, and set it aside for now. Do the same with the other casing, slowly prying the trim away as you work your way along. Once the casings are removed, you can cut away the old threshold. Using a circular saw, cut the threshold into 3 pieces. First, though, set the blade to a depth just under the thickness of the threshold. Work your way as close as you can to the edge of the threshold, and then finish with a handsaw. Using the claw of a ripping hammer or a large chisel, split the center section into pieces. Then, using a pry bar, remove the center section, and then carefully remove the threshold sections on the left and right sides. In some cases, because of rot or damage, you may have to replace the riser under the threshold as well. First, carefully measure the width of the threshold space. Then turn the new threshold upside down and carefully transfer the width to the new threshold and mark the length with a square and pencil. Cut the new threshold to fit. Slide the new threshold into place and check the fit. Make sure you leave 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch clearance between the threshold and the door. Drill 3 30-second pilot holes into the threshold. These pilot holes prevent the threshold from cracking when the finish nails are driven in place. Paint all 6 sides of the new threshold with a UV-resistant exterior polyurethane and set it aside to dry. If there was a vapor barrier behind the riser and it was damaged, it should be replaced when you replace the riser. We're going to install the new riser first, then the new threshold, then the new casings. Because the old riser under the threshold was rotten, we have measured, cut, and painted a new board to fit in place. Fasten the riser in place with 8-penny galvanized finish nails. Then slide the threshold into place and drive it in tight with a rubber mallet. Use 16-penny galvanized finish nails to secure the new threshold in place. Set the nails with a nail set. And then fill the holes with filler putty. Taking measurements from the old casings, cut new casings for the door, and test fit each piece for a tight fit. Next, prime and get a first coat of finish paint on all 6 sides of the trim. When the trim is primed and painted, nail the casing in place with 8-penny finishing nails, set about 12 inches apart. Set the finishing nails below the surface with a nail set, and apply wood filler to hide the holes. Fill the cracks between the casings and the house with caulk so that water can't get in. Replace any molding you removed at the start of the project. Apply a final finish coat of paint, and the project's complete.